first of all, you have to even believe you can make your dream come true. And second of all, make the decision to actually go for it. You know what I mean? Just, believe you can. Before we even get into how big your dreams need to be and stuff like that, period, you have to believe that you can make your dreams come true and then make a decision to do it. Go ahead.
So I think what I could say about that is like I've had to like really rein in the mindset and the big thinking and the dream, because you're so quick to like automatically go, as soon as I start talking these numbers. Right now I'm working on what's called a funnel, right? It's a marketing thing. And it's like this guy I'm following, my mentor, he just made $1.2 million last year, and his partner made 1.2 million as well. Uh, and basically I'm like, man, if I started doing this, and as soon as I start talking like real big numbers, I start to, you feel like doubt in your heart and in your head, and then you start to think you don't deserve it, and then you start thinking, nah, that's not me. Yet right now I'm in this weird limbo stage where I know a basic ass job and shit like that, that's not me either. Like I'm kind of going, I'm really fucking between like really grinding every hour, every second of my day to do it. And then I was like, you know what, Rob, you believe in all this fake shit that you can't do it, this fake shit that you're stressed you might not make enough money. That's all fake, and I already believe I've lost the day before I started the day. And it's like trying to channel the big picture and the big dream. That's fucking tough. So like I've had to do it because I'm like feeling so much doubt, and I'm like, well, you haven't even started it. How can you already say you're not going to make enough? Like every day I start my day, I've got to like do a certain amount of stuff when you have your own business to make money. For instance, say it's easier to understand with Roberto's business, right? If he don't go cut trees, he ain't making shit, right? You got to actually go to the bid and then go cut the trees. And it's like to automatically discount yourself and go, fuck, man, I'm not sure, I'm gonna make it. And it's like all this fake shit. So like I started going, like today was the big thing. Like was supposed to be no drinking, but then Jess wanted to go and have a beer and dinner, and I was like, well, we need some of that. But my thing is, I really need to get rid of this. So like for me, I'm like implementing. I did push-ups all fucking day. Like and just like get on this bird left or bike at the house, get on this bike and just kind of like get my mind off of this basic ass shit, like because somehow I'm letting the stress get a hold of me in fake situations that I haven't even happened yet. You know what I mean? Like immediately I've already lost a game I didn't start. And like imagine like LeBron James starts the game tonight with the Blazers and he goes out like fuck. And he's already sulking and going, man, we lost. He's already like not necessarily celebrating, but the opposite of just kind of mourning the fact that he lost this game. And he hasn't even started the game. It's still the morning. He hasn't even got to the fucking gym. And he immediately already did that. And I'm like I'm fighting that kind of stuff, and I realize that a lot of it is like not real, because next thing you know, I feel like this all day, and then all of a sudden sales go through, and I end up making the amount of money I'm fucking making. You know what I mean? It's like, well, what was the point of my whole day of stressing and being all upset? So like I started thinking, I've got to fucking get this dream as big as it is, but every day remind myself of how big that dream is. Feel that dream. I mean, it's so crazy because there's times when I go, oh my God, I'm sitting there smelling the air and what that feels like. But really that it is a great behavior or not behavior necessarily, but it is a great thing to try to help yourself believe that big, so that you can keep pulling yourself action wise. If your dream's big enough, it will literally, it's a gravity pull, right? Your dream's big enough, it'll fucking make you do things. You might not be a go-getter, but all of a sudden you'll become a go-getter. You might not be uh, the type of person that has action all over it, but your dream's big enough, it'll make you do things that you normally aren't used to doing. Even if you're a lazy bastard, I mean, you're gonna start doing shit. And I have been here before where I'm so stuck on action and I don't focus on the big dream that you get action, you'll burn yourself out. You know what I mean? You're fucking action, 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 and then you forget to dream and think big. You'll burn yourself out because you're just going, going, going. But then you don't know why the fuck you're going. Why am I working this fucking hard? Well, if you don't start channeling that big, big dream and dreaming bigger than bigger, like me, I don't think million. I'm thinking billion, right? And it's almost like that 10x thing where it's like going 10x, 10 times bigger than the dream you have, and then do 10 times the action more than what you think 10 times the dream is. And I thought that's huge because you got to literally think whatever it is you're dreaming to do, you're trying to get done and accomplish and you want to do in your lifetime, do it, go times 10 of that, and then do times 10 the action of that. And that will help you fall right into place of where you're trying to be. But my thing is, I've been running into that piece, and then all of a sudden I watch this video, and this guy, just a regular dude too, just like in the special group I'm in for this marketing course, and he was talking about how he feels like an imposter, and then he just been doing YouTube videos, and then somebody was like, "Hey man, you know, like I watch your YouTube videos all the time," and he's like, "Yeah, all 9 of my views." He's just kind of laughing, and the guy goes, "Man, what would it cost for me to just fucking get like consultation? Do you do consultations or not?" And he's like, "I don't do consultations, but you know what? Fuck it. Yeah, sure. I do consultations." He goes, "I thought about it." He goes, "I forget that I've studied and researched all this information. I know so much." For instance, you, Berto, with trees, of course, that's a given, right? Somebody you could definitely offer consultation on. But I mean, with carrot bars, with things of that nature that you study your ass off on, right? Investing, things that you think you don't know anything because you're still a baby in that information, but you're really still bigger in that information. You know that. Like for me, I'm fucking hella well versed in all kinds of stuff. And this guy was breaking down how like he started thinking, man, I think that everybody knows this. This is common knowledge. And I do that. That's how I am. I feel like, man, this is common knowledge. Everything I know, it's just everybody knows everything I know. But it's like, no, I'm really pretty sure I spend fucking 24/7 learning. Uh, and then I started going like, oh, the guy literally talked. He goes, I had imposter syndrome. First time I ever heard of it. He goes, where you feel like you're fake an imposter. I was a store manager for Office Depot and then graduating to district manager and interim district manager for a while. And it was like, I felt like an imposter the whole time thinking, fuck, man, you know, they're going to find out that I'm really not as smart as the rest of my peers. You know, and I don't know. Yet I'm out doing them. I'm out where I'm like, I got better results. I mean, and still I feel like an imposter. Same thing with music. I feel like if I got in the studio, there'd be some other dude to just be a way bigger G than me and be able to do it. And I started realizing how like by feeling like an imposter, it literally hampers your dream and dreaming big enough because you don't feel like you deserve it. But you have to sit there and go, I deserve abundance. I deserve this and build up to dreaming big enough. You have to dream it and then you have to believe it. And there's got to be a process to get yourself out of what you were trained to believe, which is you're not enough. You suck. You're always fucking up. Whatever your parents ingrained in your head, your teacher, you got enough. You got to. I mean, how often were we judged 4 times a year? 4 times a year. And then one big time in graduation. You know what I mean? You suck. You have shit grades. You're not good at this. You suck. You suck. You suck. You suck. And I was tripping on the other day. I was like, I'm sitting there. I got to pack it out. I'm studying marketing and I'm writing down with a pen. I've got all these things. And I'm like, I'm a great studier. I never once would pull out a piece of paper and study that shit in school. I'd have never done it. Not one time would I study in school. Not once. I give a fuck about. And I started laughing like I'm the best student I ever fucking know. Now that it's a subject I enjoy, but the big thing is you don't believe big because you were banged down to where you're at, to where it's easier to believe what you've been told. You suck and you're never going to become anything. It was crazy. Berto's sister was in town this weekend. We had some deep ass conversations. I ain't had a deep of a conversation in a minute. Right, most of my conversation I steer my way, which is musical. That's it. But we talked like some major like how affected we are by our childhood. And we really talked that real heavy talks about like I never knew she was hell if affected by whatever's happened to her life. I'm not gonna get into the details of that, but like as a child, you're put into a box, and so dreaming big, there's gonna be a process. And Will actually can speak well to that, and Bertle better than I can. I'm struggling with it right now. I have a big dream, but now I'm more into the logistics of the next logical steps of it, and I'm so stuck in the mud of the each step because I have a process of executing all this, and I'm doing it like a champ. I'm doing it every step by step, but my belief system needs to come to me because I'm doing it and I'm getting there. I realized I was beat myself up, and then I started counting the days. I was like, it's only been 3 days since the last time I did. It's only been 2 weeks since I've had a YouTube channel. It's only been 2 weeks since I had a full-on thriving website. Yet I'm expecting results like it's been up for a year, and I'm upset with myself like it hasn't been getting results for a year. Like it's like this. I'm in the need of thinking bigger right now. You know what I mean? Even though I know I think big, but you have to constantly be in the vibe. Not to hijack the whole podcast, but I've been really feeling it, man. Like I'm like in hella need of grander thinking, bigger fucking thoughts. You know what I mean? I'm thinking big thoughts, but I'm in the fucking mud of action, and it's like I have to balance the mindset.
But it's good that you're in that process and you recognize it, because in my journey as I went through things, is I would always get stuck on the how. How am I gonna get there? You know what I'm saying? But in reality, the how doesn't really matter. And when I was going through all my personal development stuff, there was a saying, if your intentions are clear, the mechanism will appear. So that made no sense to me at first. And the more I got into it and started practicing and doing what I was doing, when my intentions were clear of where I was going and I was fully committed in that direction, in that goal or whatever I had set, or that dream, things just started appearing and happening. The right people started showing up, uh, all kinds of things, man. And it was, call it faith, call it whatever. Uh, it was just odd, And now as I went through all that, now I'm sitting in a space where I have that faith, or I don't really stress. I have like zero stress. I know where I'm going, and I'm just headed that direction. But it took some man. I took a lot of things, not just meditation, but training and figuring out who I am and where I'm at and what programs are running me and which one of those programs are holding me back, which ones are serving me. Figuring all that stuff out to really realize that I'm in control of my own destiny. And when I figured that out, I was like, holy shit, I can dream as big as I want and go achieve it. It's really up to me to go get it. If I believe it and I know I can put the effort in to go get it, I know I can achieve it. That was the groundbreaking thing for me. It was kind of surreal. It's so simple, but it's so, when you were talking, yeah.
So advanced is simple.
So advanced, yeah. And it's because of the way we were brought up, the people that are around us. I've had teachers that literally would laugh. Oh, I want to become a football player. you're from so and so little town, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? And even going through my through the journey that I am now, I remember throwing some of these $1 billion money that I talked about that I will have or I will achieve, the jets, the type of cars, the Lamborghinis, that type of stuff. And it made people that were in this work longer than me, supposed to be coaching me, they laughed about it. And that's when I knew I was on the right track. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody in my little group that I was working with had anything remotely close to what I was chasing. And Rob, you have some of the stuff. Will, same type of deal. But that's when I knew I was like, okay, I'm on the right track. If it makes you kind of feel uncomfortable, like, man, I don't know, you're on the right track.
Yeah, I don't think, you're in an extremely powerful position, Robert, because, uh, you know, you're not supposed to see results right away. And the point about having such a big dream is it's so big, it's not something you're going to be able to achieve. It's that big, right? So you may not see results for a while. Not you, just in general, everybody, right? You know what I mean? It's gonna take time, but the whole point is, you know, enjoying the process. Enjoy the everyday grind and the everyday process and the experience. Enjoy achieving what you want before you've achieved it. And then the feelings from that, and feel happy about that. And that's the type of mentality that I be in. You know what I mean? I'm trying to live it before I even have it. And so it's almost it's better. Remember, like, uh the Chinese bamboo tree, right? you know, it takes 7 years for it to grow, right? But they're watering it and fertilizing it for 7 years. And then in 60 days, it grows 90 feet, right? It didn't grow 90 feet in 60 days. It took years of watering this fucking thing. And if you're not fertilizing what you're doing and what you want to achieve every day, then, you're never going to get there. It's gonna take time, but you have to keep doing these, the right things consistently and long enough for it to happen, and that's the whole point of having your dream so big. Is it's how it's supposed to be. Your dream is so big you don't think you can achieve it, and that's how you're supposed to think about it. And then you dial it down to your chief aim, and like you mentioned, your next logical steps, right? All while this massive thing, that you can't even, it takes lifetimes to achieve. That's how big. So feel good knowing that you don't know, that you don't you don't think you're gonna achieve it, because it may be achieved after you're dead and passed on to your kids. And you know what I mean? Their kids feeling it, right? It's so bigger than yourself. Or your dream needs to be that big. 3 lifetimes to achieve. But that big, but it's harder to see it, right? Because if you don't see results right away, then that's why you don't put a time limit on it. You don't know how long it's going to take, and as soon as you put a time limit on it, that just automatically creates doubt. What if I don't get it? What if I don't get that time frame? Oh my God, I got another few weeks left. I see 0 results. You don't know when. It's about enjoying, but however, the things that you're doing to achieve your dreams should make you fucking feel amazing. Making the beats, making the music, having the fucking toughest pictures I've ever seen next to a beat for sale that I'm jealous as fuck about. You know what I mean? That's some advanced shit right there. I was like, man, it's too late. Anyways, so like, I'm a copycat. So, but man, like, you should have a lot of pride in that shit. and that, the things that you may not know, you may not see that big result, but you know the things that you've created in that time frame that are the illest shit, that's what you'd be proud of, and that's what you'd be thriving on, enjoying that grind, right? Because you said you do enjoy the grind. I'm not just saying you, I'm just like, I'm just an example, right? Like, enjoy that process because you're getting there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And the crazy thing is we get focused on what we can see, what we're doing, but there's a whole lot of things that we're not seeing that are happening for us beneath all that. And that kind of goes with that bamboo thing. Is there was a lot happening under that as it's growing before it shoots up.
If
that's developing it. Yeah, it's growing roots. It's growing something sustainable, something, a solid foundation. So when that goes, boom, it goes, and it goes fast.
7 years with 0 results. But if they didn't water each of one of those years, it would have never came out the ground. So watering it, fertilizing, and seeing nothing for 7 years. That's the same way with things, man.
And that's where that, I guess we're having faith or being patient is one of the things that I struggle with, the patience, right? Because you want to see results now. I want to see them now, but there's a lot of things that are happening behind the scenes, underneath the ground, whatever, that we have no idea. But when it happens, it's hold on, because we're going to the moon. You know what I'm saying?
It's called delayed gratification.
Yeah, but that's the beauty. If you fall in love with the process of what you're doing right now, it makes things so much sweeter, and you just find a good, positive space to embrace everything as you're going through the process.
You should be looking at everything that you've accomplished and just even what you've learned, that wow, I couldn't do this if I didn't do this every single day. You can't have a job and then get to where you are right now. You know what I mean? Because it takes fucking all the time making the music and then separating it for when a person buys it, all the different formats and all of that, and the website, that type of shit, should raise your belief. You're going to achieve this like a motherfucker. Look at this shit. Any fucking day. Look at that. I'm about to achieve it tomorrow. Fuck. Look.
Yeah,
shit I've never seen.
I started writing down. I'm limiting what I fucking feel like I can achieve based on actions that I did 5 months ago. Going, you know what? I'm fucking still not there. It's been 20 fucking some odd. Well, when did we start this shit? Fucking 20.
I was just thinking about it the other day.
A long fucking time, right?
Yeah.
Makes for a great story, but it's the path it can be frustrating at points. But you know what? I started going, you know what the cool thing is I started thinking about the Rob of the last 3 months. Okay, Rob as of April 30th, 2020, May, June.
COVID-19 left you
May,
the fucking
June, July. Yeah, so basically 3.5 months. Jordy, I'm on a call, buddy. Jordy's checking it out. They're tripping out because they see all the lights and the cameras and shit. They're like, what? But anyway, so my thing is the 3.5 months or whatever it's been, I started writing down like what exactly I have done, what is in place, what am I doing differently in the last 3 months that the Rob of 2 years from now will enjoy the fruits of, right? Or see the traction, which is I'm trying to fucking see some actual traction here. And I start thinking, realistically, the only traction in existence that is above that iceberg. Remember how they show the iceberg? It's underwater. It's all the work and rejection, and then finally only you can see what's above the water. But really, the iceberg's massive under there. So it's like you've got a website, you've got YouTube channels, you've got SoundClouds now, you've got the full on digital imprint, right? Uh, Whereas, like, you type in S&D Beats now, you're gonna see fucking shitloads of things come up. Whereas before, that would have never happened, right? But you think about the things that I'm putting in place now, it's different behaviors than before. I'm saying I want to do this, and then I'm going and then I'm doing that and putting it into effect. Where I've said I wanted to have my website, my with my beats for sale for a year and a half since the S&D thing, since the Apollo and the why are you sending me snippets thing, right? So it was like, why are you sending snippets? Why don't you finish the song? Blah blah blah. I'm like, well, if you don't like it, then what the fuck would I finish the song for? But since then, and realizing, getting kind of like annoyed with that whole situation, I was like, fuck these guys. I'm gonna just make my own website and start selling my beats and do my visualizer thing. In that process, I figured out this whole system of selling beats through YouTube marketing, and it ends up dropping into your shit, and selling beats on BeatStars, and then maybe your own website. So, but I've been saying I'm going to do that for years. Same thing with the funnel thing, and same thing with all the shit I've been saying for 5-6 months, at the time before I started doing it. And it's like now it's so different. It's like I'm shooting videos, I'm editing videos, I'm fucking recording all the time. I'm recording all the time. I'm recording all the time. I'm making beats all the time. Every day I would look in this fucking studio before I went downstairs and be like, man, I would talk to these machines and be like, I swear to God, I'm going to be back and fucking utilize all this equipment and put it out into existence. As opposed to into a hard drive and silent, right? And so I was like, every day I would tell myself and I would promise the machines, as weird and quirky as that is, and I know it's kind of fucking wacky, but I did. I've always talked to inanimate fucking things since I've been a kid. But, I was like, I swear to God, I'm going to fucking get this stuff, I'm going to apply it, and I'm going to put it out. And then the Rob of the last 3 months, the Rob of April 30th, has done that. I fucking finished a bunch of beats. I fucking did all the formats. I did my funnel. I did my fucking, websites, all that stuff. The visualizers. I got to create all those videos. I put them all up on YouTube. I did all the tagging. I did all the stuff. And now I did the sync licensing shit. I full on I'm in the middle of a course right now with it. I'm in the middle of my marketing funnel course. Almost at the tail end of that, but on this video right now, part of the lighting thing is doing this origin story for anybody who buys from me of where I came from. I started being a rapper. We lived in fucking where did we live, Will? What, the first house we lived together in Seattle area?
Renton.
Right, it was called Highlands. So we lived there, and then I remember being very frustrated as a rapper who was writing all the time. I couldn't find any fucking beats, and the only thing you get for beats back then was on the back of the CD, or if you bought a single, it'd have the main song and would have the instrumental on the flip side. So I would play on the disc changer where you had to put the two wires together to make sure that disc would connect. Will had it jerry rigged. And then have a boombox plus play and record at the same time after you put your spit wads in the tape, and then I would record to it and go, man, I just fucking wish I had beats, and that's why I created getbeatsforfree.com. Like, some people are gonna take these beats, so I'm doing these origin stories, and I'm doing all this stuff, and I'm just like, man, it's like there's a lot of things getting out there now, and the behaviors are different than before. So when you base I'm just never going to make it off of how you just never made it before. You never made it before, but you're doing things that you've never done before now. So your chances of making it are way better because you're doing things you never have done before. Well, I did have getbeatsforfree.com, so I did do it. I just didn't do it correctly, or I gave up on it. If I would have kept it evolving, some shit would have come out of it, right? I'd have been one of the first. In fact, I was one of the first guys to give free beats out. You know what I mean? I had a fucking website called getbeatsforfree.com. I was the first free beat fucker. You know what I mean? Now everybody's doing free beats. But the thing is, now my behaviors are so much more different. They're more deliberate in everything I'm trying to do. I'm applying the knowledge, and on a consistent basis, I'm actually putting the stuff out. I'm not like putting one thing or doing the stuff that ends up in the computer and then that's it. It's going out. It's going out. It's going out. It's like everything I'm doing is like my marketing thing. It's going out. I'm fucking finishing it. I'm grinding on it, and it's like, um, it's different behaviors than what I'm basing the long results of. Like it's like, man, I've been doing this for 20 years. You've been doing it for 20 years, but you ain't doing it like this. You haven't done it anywhere near like you're doing now. The last 20 years, your last 3.5 months has been way different than your last 20 years as far as execution, finishing and putting it out, finishing and putting it out, to where it's a real deal thing you can see. And at the rate I'm doing it, I started going back. Gary Vee said one time. He goes, "Stop expecting the result right fucking now, and think of 2 years from now. What does that look like?" You know what I mean? What does that look like 2 years from now? And most people go, fuck 2 years. That's a long time from now. It's like, yeah, but 2 years ago, if you would have started working out and getting buff, you'd be great looking right now. And now you get to enjoy it right now. Because 2 years ago already happened, right? You know, and you think about if I would have been doing the same behavior 2 years ago, I would have seen results. Shit would happen. You can't deny that. It's like, I didn't get results before because I wasn't doing what I'm doing now. What I'm doing now is that. But I'm in a position to kind of make sure we stay consistent, or not consistent, but like everything is in context. I got to keep my mind thinking big dreams, dreaming big as possible, and sticking with that, you know, and understanding that because I'm so in the mud with the little things and the details of executing this stuff, I get lost in my vision. And my vision is so fucking massive, but I'm so locked into the details, down to the fucking hashtag link, fucking / dot fucking 39 to make sure these links all talk to each other, and these email sequences and all the details, down to why is my fucking headphones only hearing, I can only hear that one fucking side of the thing, and understanding the polar pattern of this fucking mic. These little details that take you away from understanding the big picture. And as long as you know the big picture, all this is just basic details. Red tape. And your compass and your fucking North Star, if you will, is your big dream. That you go, you know what, I don't give a fuck if I go left fucking 50 yards, 30 miles this way. I can see North Star. I know where I'm trying to go. So that fact that I might be getting pulled all over the place, don't get caught up in that. I know where I'm trying to go, so none of that really fucking matters. It's just a mere detour, and then I'm back on my shit. Sticking with that big thought process, that's a fucking challenge and easier said than done. And all these motherfuckers in the books, go do this. It's like exercising this stuff is heavy duty, especially when you're doing big shit. And I am doing big shit. I am physically every day in, day out. I'm waking up, I got a list, a checklist, and I'm fucking working the fuck out of it. And my thing is forward steps every day. And it's easy to say. and you know what's funny? I love to look at the motherfucker saying it, and it's like, what are you doing? Mister, I've got all this knowledge and all this stuff, and it's like, just keep forging forward. And it's like, it's a bitch. It's a bitch because I'm currently doing it. And most of those guys like Grant Cardone, they've done their stuff, but I'm listening to him. He's like, yeah, you just keep going forward. I'm like, yeah, it just seems real easy to say, but he says he went out of addiction and all this other shit, but it's like, you get these people saying, there's so many people like the newest fad is being motivational speaker. Everybody's Tony Robbins and fucking whatever that dude's name
coaches
is.
And yeah, shit, yeah,
that's a new hustle, right? But in fact, here we are. So it's like yeah, everybody's doing it. But the difference between us and I think a lot of the people we're currently in the middle of trying to grow doing something. Most people, you notice that they're coaches, but it's like, what is your grind and what are you doing? Their only grind is trying to motivationally speak. They haven't actually made it doing something else. Right now, they're just talking that shit, right? And as opposed to where we're actually in the midst of doing it. Like this right now, the podcast we're doing, this is going to evolve. No, I'm seriously. I'm not seriously. I say that a lot, actually. I'm serious. It's going to evolve. I've just done my really like honing in my beat website and the YouTube stuff and understanding how to like tag these videos we do to where now they're like just default tags, like the secret, frequency control, fucking the ether. You put all these tags and stuff that people would be typing in, and they'd find our podcast and then find the video that pertains to what they're doing based on general like tags that I automatically have linked to this account to where I do it. We haven't even started driving that yet. These things will get bigger and become something bigger, and we will be talking about that. You know what I mean? But it's just it is trying to find your compass and understand what your goal is by the big thoughts, the big dreams.
I think for the people watching, and it's a normal thing to feel like you don't belong, you're an imposter, and it's something new. I have felt that many a times, and as I've grown and I've gone after my dreams and achieved things, there were times it's like, man, do I deserve this? Do I deserve to be here right now? And the things that I stuck with and saw through, I was glad I grew through them. And eventually that feeling went away. The dreams that I gave up on were the ones where I did feel like an imposter. Man, do I belong here? I feel a little out of place. I don't know. I gave up or I quit, right? And I never achieved that dream or whatever goal that was. And right now, where I'm sitting with it is in the music side of things. Is I'm in this limbo where until I see my music out, released, and it's out in the ether, it's out in the world, then I'll feel like I belong. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, I feel like I'm in I guess like an imposter, because I'm getting my feet wet. Like, do I belong here or not? Like that's something that I'm still kind of battling with. But for everybody that's going to be achieving dreams and going after your dreams and goals, it's almost a natural feeling. But if you can set it in your head to say, okay, this is where you can take a right or left, achieve or give up. How bad do you want it? How bad do you want to really achieve this dream or this goal that you have?
Yeah.
I don't care if
what work are you putting into it every day, nonstop? Yeah. Are you putting in something towards that every day?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's where that's what comforts me. In fact, it's Grant Cardone's thing, which is like, as soon as you start feeling anxiety, go take action. Yeah. And now, but time is don't feed your anxieties time. Time is what it eats on, and your stresses. Go fucking do something with that time. And every time I start to stress about it, he goes, even like, I need to make a call. Oh, fuck, and it's a stressful call I got to make. And he's like, instead of sitting around and thinking about it and stressing out the whole time, he just, fuck it, grabs the phone and makes that call and gets it out of the way. You don't want to feed that uncertainty and that fear time. Fear eats time, right? And so like the same thing with your goals and your dreams. As soon as you start second guessing your goals and your dreams, go do something about it. Go put something in place. And that, like for me, it's been 2.5 or 3.5 months, and it's like Every day I'm finally fucking putting something in place. Instead, before we were talking dream boards, all these things are important to have in place. But we're talking these dream boards, we're doing this stuff, and we're talking about how we think and our mindset. And not once are we putting anything in play. And so then you watch a year go by and you go, well, you're pretty much in the same fucking place you were, minus, learning about mindset, which is important. So you're ahead in that sense, to really kind of build you up and be ready for what you're doing now. So in a sense, it worked out. But really, it's like there is this, you know, I'm gonna do, and then not actually doing anything. But as long as you're doing something towards whatever it is you're saying you want to have happen, because if you're not, it's like, I'm fucking gonna be so buff, I'm gonna be the next Mr. Olympus. And then you sit on their couch, eat bonbons, and fucking, binge watch fucking Game of Thrones. And you're like, oh, this is the greatest show, and you just watch fucking all 9 seasons. It takes you fucking 4 months to do, yet you're still talking that shit that you're gonna be the next Mr. Olympus. It's like, not if you don't get your bitch ass to the gym. You're gonna actually have to go to the gym. I'm gonna be the next. I'm gonna be in shape. I'm losing 49 pounds. And you just keep doing the same thing, but you're talking that shit. Oh, you guys don't believe me? Well, no, because you keep eating them fucking cheeseburgers. Get your ass to the gym, right? It's that same bullshit talk, but I'm in this situation. In fact, the way I got this information was from the situation I'm in now, where I was so active in action, but my belief system was not big enough. And then talking to Will and going, oh my God, that's the missing piece here. In fact, that's the first piece. And it's funny because that funnel thing I'm doing right now about marketing, their first thing is they set you up. The first course is strictly on mindset. And they're like, you aren't going to get any of these big shits if you don't fucking believe mindset, because your funnel's going to fail at first. And they're like, you're not going to be able to fucking bang it out unless you're a unicorn and get the best results. But you're going to start off by failing. So let's get your mindset right so that you can keep propelling forward, because mindset helps you keep going. And it's the one missing piece I've always had. Like, it's like, well, I've always had big dreams. I mean, or I wouldn't be fucking doing half the shit I've ever done or accomplished. I've been thinking about, man, I got merch now. I got a lot of things I didn't have a year ago are in place. You know what I mean? But keeping your dream large, big, and knowing it and exercising and practicing the dream will keep pulling you forward, because me not doing it all the time probably slows my action down. You know what I mean? Because a nice solid dream pulling you will make sure your actions are aggressive and you keep going towards what you're doing. A guy who keeps thinking about how buff he's going to be and all this stuff and focus on it, probably going to get in the gym a lot more than a guy who forgets about it, thinks, probably never happened, and just watches the rest of fucking the Roseanne Barr first 5 seasons, won't get there. But he's got to keep thinking the big dream he's got. You know what I mean? And that's the tough part. That's the thing I'm with every day, especially the more I'm fighting off. It's so great. It's so funny. And it may be a coincidence, but like, listening to Your Wish Is Your Command, talking about, like, soon as you fucking get close, you're gonna fucking meet the most resistance. And that's been me the last since fucking the beginning of this month. And like, just resistance, fucking every curveball I could fucking get. I'm talking from relationship to fucking the business I'm running shutting down, to the supplemental shit everything was just bam in the shitter. And you're going, fuck, it's like, the closer I'm getting, the more I'm just getting drilled, going, fuck. But I know what I don't want, and I don't want to go back to some basic ass shit. I know it. And I start thinking, you know what? I'm going to offset these behaviors and just go 10 times harder on the shit like running an eBay, right? Like, do fucking 8, 9 hours or 10 hours like you would at a regular job. Because the alternative is to go to that regular job and still not have the flexibility. So go harder on it. And that's what I've been doing. And then there's not the same results because they're throttling your account. So they slow your account down. Even though they opened it up for you, they stop putting shit out. So it's like, it's fucking been a juggle. I know at the end of it all, it'll work out and be something major because I'm putting so many new fucking things out there to make it happen, from drop shipping to whatever. And then at the same time doing all these other things like these funnels, the websites, the fucking channels, all these streaming, the sync licensing, the fucking merch, the fucking monetization of a YouTube channel, all these different streams of income, to where even at $300 each, if you got 10 of them, that's $3,000. You know, you're plus your other fucking $8,000 for whatever, and then those build up to be, you know, $10,000 a piece. Next thing you know, 2 years from now, you're talking fucking 300,000-400,000. You know what I mean? And then after the government gets half, and then I get 200. But the thing is, it's trying to keep the fucking big dream pulling me forward, because man, so much of me just goes, you know what, man, this takes as much time as a regular job. I'm not getting anywhere with this. I think these guys are just selling the fucking dream because they know that all of us musicians are dreaming ass motherfuckers. You know, I should just go get a regular fucking job. Fuck this shit, right? I've never said that once in my life. But I'm saying that it's apt to happen to a lot of people if you don't keep what it is you're going for and focus on it, you know? I mean, I'm 40 fucking two. I've been grinding this shit out. 8-9 years ago, I was fucking with Snoop Dogg. You would think once that went away that I'd give up. Like, you know what? I guess it ain't for me, dude. It didn't work out. I'm like, nah, fuck him. I'm gonna fucking figure it out. It doesn't have to happen that way. You know, that's not the way it's supposed to happen for me, right? It's the biggest focus, man, for me. Like, is keeping that dream and realizing, like, I literally need to go tomorrow morning, and I'm going to do this and sit here and think about what I really want. Even though I know what I really want, but I have to think about it all the time, right? I know what I really want, but I'm not thinking about it enough to where it's relieving my stresses and my fucking, doubts. You know what I mean? I literally had a moment of it the other day. I'm doing something like, man, this is so bitching. I'm doing what I want to do. I'm making my own bread. I'm fucking figuring my own shit out. I don't need nobody else. I got all these new things in place. Man, fuck, I'm so blessed. And I'm having a fucking great day. And then 3 hours later, oh, fuck, doom and gloom, right? It's like this mental fucking roller coaster. It's mostly chaos in my head because there's so much going on. But when I fucking focus all that energy and the mental fucking strength I have, I fucking drill forward nonstop. But harnessing the energy can be chaotic as fuck. Most of the time, my brain is just fucking a big fucking shit show. You know what I mean? And that's why you gotta have your dream to be your focus, to pull you forward. You go, okay, I know what the fuck I'm going for. It kind of helps focus all of your different thoughts to that. But without that, like I said, my mind is like fucking big bowl of fucking scrambled egg. You know, it's just fucking the craziest fucking most wild fucking shit you can imagine. Just fucked up. You know, and the only thing that's helped me is really kind of know what the fuck I'm going for. Focus on your dream. I used to go to bed every night. Military Road. I'd lay in bed, listen to that clock radio, listen to whatever the fuck the hip hop station was, and just imagine I'm the guy singing all those songs. I'm the guy that created them. I'm rich, and just stay focused, man. And it helped my mind stay straight. You know what I mean? But without it, it's chaos. You know. You got to keep the dream big, man, and then focus on it all the time or you'll lose it. No matter how close you're getting, no matter how much everybody else is like, man, look at all the shit he's doing. It's like, yeah, well, it could be ended now. You know what I mean? Because you're not focused on the dream. You can't just be focused on the tactical things you need to do. You have to focus on the dream as well. And you have to wake up with the gratitude thing. I'm realizing that my fucking compass and where I'm going is like so lost. Even though I can go write out a goal sheet for the day, know exactly what the next execution point needs to be, without fucking thinking about what I'm going for and doing all that, man, most of the time in my chest, I feel like, your fucking hottest girl you ever dated broke up with you. My heart is in my stomach all day, even though I'm hella focused because I'm not focused on the dream. You know what I mean? It's heavy, dude. You gotta, like that, the focus on the dream. Once I fucking pull on the reins and think about what I'm trying to do and focus on my dream and it being big, big, that's the only thing that helps me. I just don't do it enough. So, like for me, I'm struggling right now with it.
Some of you like tuning into this are gonna have a hard time maybe grasping this concept because maybe you can only dream so big, right? But uh, it's the only difference between the ultra wealthy or whatever and us is the size of your dream and time. If it has to be big, and not even a couple years from now. We're talking 20 years from now. It's not, the dream isn't one thing either. It's multiple things. It's not a picture. It's like a movie. I think we're gonna turn this like into a 3-part series. We got the dream, we got the chief aim, and the next logical steps. We just created a 3-part series. Uh, uh, but that is it's huge. There's an exercise you can do too to expand your dreams. If you just can't concept it, you can take a shower on a plane. Maybe you're not thinking big enough, right? But there's an exercise you could do, that you just write down on a piece of paper. If money wasn't an option, what would you be doing? And write it down. What would you be doing? What would your life be like? What would your lifestyle be like? And when you do this, maybe once every week or so, you'll start expanding on your ideas and start thinking bigger. Wait, I can achieve more, So it may be hard to kind of, just by everything that's gone on, to kind of grasp how, thinking bigger or dreaming bigger dreams, you know, uh, it's very important. 20 years down the road, what would it be like? This is a very good topic, man, because if you're not dreaming about anything, then how do you even know where in the fuck you're going? You're going to be ended up chasing someone else's dream and not even realize it. You have to define your dream and then get obsessed with achieving it. I'm trying to wake up every day and call the pilot. I want to have breakfast in France. I'm trying to wake up every day doing whatever the fuck I want. I want breakfast in France. Let's have some crepes. Let's call the fucking pilot. Shit. How big are you dreaming?
I like that, Will, because as I've kind of been structuring my life where I'm living it by the way I'm designing it, I'm having a taste of doing what the fuck I want to do when the fuck I want to do it.
Yeah.
Right now, you know what I'm saying? Like, I chose to be on vacation for, I don't know, I'm still on vacation. I don't know when the fuck I'm going home.
You never are. You don't have to anymore. You can just
you know what I'm saying? So, and that's just like having a taste of what it's like a little bit for me over the last little bit. And that motivates me even more to have my time and to have the financial status to do whatever the fuck I want to do when I want to do it. with who I want to do it and enjoy life, man. Like at the end of the day, that's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? Like the money that's coming is to give me the time and the freedom to go do what I want. That's my thing. That's my goal. That's my dream, and and that's what motivates me, man. And then as I've been designing my own life here the last few years, and it's been becoming better and better, I've been slowly getting a taste of what that's going to be like, and that motivates me even more.
And what's funny is you will automatically, by doing what you want to do and just doing it, you will figure out how to make that work.
Yes.
And you, without doing it, and you just keep going to work, like I did. I've done this for, I was 14 years in one company. And every day that's what it is. I go to work every day, and that's what it is. I get my 2 weeks off a year. However, if I had jumped off the ledge at 24, I might have done something bigger. You know what I mean? Instead of thinking, well, but I've saved this money and got a car and I have a motorcycle. And like, fuck that shit, right? Like,
Yeah.
you could do so much more, but you get stuck on this thing. But now you doing what you want to do when you want to do it, you'll figure out how to make that work. They could make you fall on your fucking face too if you don't figure it out, but at the same time, what is falling on your face? At the end of it, if you figure it out 4 fucking years after, for instance, say you never did go to Lowe's, or you never did, but he ended up figuring out another way. And then 10 years down the road, he's rich as fuck. Would he ever go, well, there was these times in my car? It's like, that doesn't define your life, because now you've figured out how to wiggle yourself into millions of dollars. And that's now defining you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's funny too. Back, I started this comic book, right? And doing a bunch of research and everything, but I've started some of the writing, and
I'll draw all the pictures for it.
It's good, man. I've been doing a lot of like reading and studying of just the storylines and how they go. The 3 act structure and what goes in those 3 acts, introducing your characters and the stress they have to achieve, and then the mellow out point, and then the lowest point. But at the lowest point, they found out that the main key to success, and then the ending, and bam, right? But and then starting the writing, and I could see the story kind of developing itself. And to me, that's just exciting because my imagination is on crack, So like, just and this is something that I've written a book, and I would have never done it if I wouldn't have so-called failed at a recording studio, right? But so yes, back to my part of feeling like a fucking imposter. I wrote a book. Now I'm trying to write a comic book. I barely I read comics when I was a kid, but I didn't like collect them. It wasn't heavy into it. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, I'm having a hard time picturing a goddamn story in a little fucking cloud with 0 fucking words, right? I'm like, damn. But how easier it might even be with less dialogue and more story, and pick like, and I kind of live my life in pictures most of the times anyway. So but just taking that action and seeing the story and being able to kind of see it, and and how amazing it feels, really just is it's gonna happen, and that's one of my dreams. I just always been in love with movies and everything about it, and telling a fucking story, man, that everyone else wants to hear. That's just really like enticing to me. So, but actually starting, but fuck, I'm an imposter in a world where I'm watching the illest movies I ever seen in my life. I think I'm gonna go up in here and write some shit. You know what I mean? That's like the Hobbits, dope and shit. Come on, me. I'm like the major imposter. That's why I enjoy these. I'm very grateful for these podcasts, man, because my normal life, I'm around a lot of mental midgets, man, and it's good. And it's serious, and it's good to have these conversations around people that are even that are more successful than I am. You know what I mean? And just the homies and same mindset. Today is the first time I realized that I am an imposter, and that has kind of held me back from not starting this 3 weeks ago when I started having the conversation about it with some homies at work, because I'm I'm a big imposter right now. But
no. See, that's where you got it wrong. You're not an imposter. That's the imposter syndrome. You think you're the imposter. You think you are less than say me or Berto or the next guy, whoever you're looking at, like, oh my god, I can't believe they achieved that. I'm an imposter. It's like, no, you're not a fucking imposter. Just go do something real fast, and you have the ability, and think of all the knowledge you have. So that's the biggest thing. Is like, we think we're imposters because we judge ourselves based on what others are doing. Fuck what they're doing. First, you're not an imposter. You have to really look at yourself objectively, like, how much have I accomplished from feeding this noodle? This is below everything that's in here is below the actual iceberg, is what you don't see above. Everything you do will show yourself above the water and show it existing. But there's a lot of work, a lot of watering, if you will, on the bamboo tree that has happened here. The growing of this tree will happen in all of fucking no time, in the 90 feet. But you've been watering that fucking noodle for a long time. There is so much. You went to Full Sail. You so much fucking information with music. How many years have you done it? What does your network look like? And I'll let you answer because I know you're wrong. What does your network look like?
My net worth?
Your network.
Oh.
The people you know. What does that look like for you? Or is it a weak one? You don't really get out there and rub elbows much?
I don't.
You're wrong. What are you doing right now?
Right.
You're hanging out with millions. One. You're also hanging out with me. Well, wealth of knowledge. Your network is actually pretty fucking substantial. Because I know goddamn well, and I say damn well, that I have got fucking an abundance of information. I am a fucking encyclopedia. I do nothing but fill this fucking brain nonstop. But you have as well. Right? But your network is great. You've been watering the bamboo tree. And that's what we all need to realize is, on the positive side, what do I have? What have I been doing? No, I haven't pulled the trigger on anything I've said I'm going to do. But I've geared myself up for it for a long time. I've done all those years of homework. I'm actually money ahead of somebody else starting from scratch at 18, trying to figure all this fucking 30 years of information out and applying it. I got the information. Now I just got to go put it in place. So imposter syndrome is exactly that. You have imposter syndrome. You are not an imposter.
Right. Yeah, I said it wrong. Yeah.
You did. You have the ability to go put it in place better than anybody else you know. Name another person who knows music better than you. Name someone. I'll wait. You can't. You don't know
Probably.
anyone. Name someone
that knows music better than me.
Yeah, say if that's what your goal was.
I don't know.
You don't. So that's exactly that.
There's people that are better than me.
Oh, do you know any?
Like
Better at what though?
Do you know any that have more knowledge than you?
I don't know.
So the fact that you cannot say everyone has more knowledge than you means you probably have a shitload of knowledge. The fact that you can't actually sit there and go, I know everybody's better than me. You can't. So you probably have a pretty large wealth of knowledge.
Correct.
So you're not an imposter, but you have this thing in your head where you feel like an imposter. It's called imposter syndrome that stops you and paralyzes you from going forward. You feel like you don't know as much. And I dealt with it for so long, and I don't anymore because I'm really fucking hammering. But my thing is, I did heavy. You know, like, oh, if I get in the studio with Snoop, oh fuck, they're gonna find me out. They're gonna figure out I am not really that guy. You know what I mean? When damn well I know I would have gotten in the studio, did my thing, and would have fucking kept it rolling. I did the same thing with Ricky. Ricky comes over to the house. He plays me his album. I go, oh my god, he's a real musician. I suck. What the fuck am I doing? I'm this bedroom little fucking guy who kind of knows how to use a beat program. Oh, I'm fucked. And I literally almost went into tears and handed him his disc back of his little gospel album and was like, I am not worthy. You are on a fucking another stratosphere. I need to move on. You need to go find somebody. I don't want to waste your time. I swear to God, that's what I was thinking in my head, and I almost teared up. And I said, Rob, just try it. For 15 minutes, you'll waste one day of his life, and he'll be able to move forward. He'll be able to make the decision. 15 fucking songs later, he's crying to me by the end of the day, and this is no joke, this is on everything I love, saying I'm a genius, and going, I can't believe it, I've never heard myself sound like that in my life. From the morning when I was like, I give, take your music, get away, go, I am an imposter, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Why even entertain this and try to get in with the big dogs? I'm not even sure. But I said, fuck it. I sucked it up. Next thing you know, he's like, you're a G. And that led to Snoop Dogg. Dad's corrupt. Like bigger shit. You know what I mean? You're not an imposter if you just keep doing it, you know? And that's the thing. You got to, for everybody out there, this is not about Will, but this is more, everybody has to remember what have you done? Can you keep doing it? And even if you haven't done anything, do you think you're slick enough to just wiggle through it and make it, figure it out, wing it, just say yes to everything? You know?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I shit my pants when I think about the people ahead of me and what I'm trying to do, but I still 100% believe in my fucking imagination and know I can get a good story out on paper given the time just to fucking do it.
Yeah, but that's the excuse though.
100.
The thing is, don't give in the time nothing. But the thing is, you have a great imagination. You know you can tell a great story, so go tell the story. The imposters are the people who just keep making the excuses. Well, if I ever had time, well then you're an imposter, because an imposter is just a person who's not willing to apply the time to the ability they have. You know, imagine if the best basketball player in the world, Jordan, never went on the court and just, man, I just know I could have been the greatest. Well, you never got in the court, so you just shut the fuck up and go sit over there and eat your little cheeseburger. You know.
What one of the things that's helped me, Will, or for anybody out there, I guess I should say, but is each one of us is different, man. It doesn't matter what anybody else in this world is doing, what anybody else has done before us, is gonna do after us. I think the I'm trying to remember the numbers. We're like 1 in 400 trillion or billion or some amount. That's the odds of somebody else being like us. Each one of us has a gift to give back to the world. Each one of us has a perspective so much different. So the minute you realize that that you're worthy of having it all and showing that to the world in your own way, that's good, man. That's special. Each one of us has something special to give, and we are worthy to have everything that we want to have, all of it, from financially to relationships to whatever it is. We're worthy of it all. And it's very easy to compare ourselves to everybody else, but in reality, we are our own. We are different than anybody else. There's not another Will walking this planet. There's not another Robert walking this planet.
Yeah.
We might have some similarities here and there, but we're different, man. And you have something special to give, and whatever you're gonna give this world, and you just step into it and you own it and deliver it, with confidence.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a big turning point for me, man, and not feeling good enough in whatever I was doing in life.
Right.
And as I went through all my personal development stuff and all this mental things, and the day that it all pivoted for me was the day that I recognized that I was worthy to have it all, everything, from happiness to financial things to relationship, everything, and owning it.
Everybody deserves to be happy. Everybody deserves to be able to achieve their dreams. Everybody. Yeah.
Every single person.
I believe you can. And fucking go and define one, what it is, figure out what it is, define your dream, and get obsessed with it.
And as we're going through these podcasts, I mean, that's people can start finding little things that we've been through, or other people that and start picking it apart. Like, oh, what is it that's really holding me back? What is, maybe they can relate to me, they can relate to you, to Rob. We're all different, but we're all going to have some similarities in there that we can relate to. And if you can latch on to one of those and work on it, and maybe it, turns on a light in your head that, oh, that's what it is. That's really my mission behind doing what we're doing right now. If my story can help one person out there in this world, I'm happy.
Yeah.
To help them achieve what they want to do, you know what I'm saying?
Yes. Size of your dream. Your dream has to be big. Big. So it can pull you towards it. This is such a great every topic is such a great topic, man.
Yeah, and if it doesn't scare you, if it doesn't make you nervous, if it doesn't make you doubt it a little bit, your dream's not big enough.
100%.
It's not big enough. If you sit comfortable, like, oh, that's my dream, you're okay with it, doesn't make you feel pull any emotions out of you, it's not big enough.
Oh, yes. That's another thing too. That's a very good point about emotions and tying emotions to your dreams, because when you tie your emotions and your feelings to it, it makes it just that much more real and a stronger energy for your thoughts and your actions and what you're doing as well, and kind of probably help you with keeping it moving with your actions as well. Tying emotions to it is huge. Yeah.
So, Will, to sum up, thinking big, dreaming big, like what would you say in a nutshell that is?
Making it big enough that it would take 3 lifetimes to achieve.
And why is that? Like, explain the mindset behind having a big dream in the first place and how that helps at all. Why is that valuable?
Because the bigger the dream, like you said, it's a magnet with power. So if your dream is this small, you know what I mean? And then you're over here, there's no energy to do anything. It has to be big. It has power, and it should be so big you may not achieve it. You know, it's it's just having consistency and doing the right things long enough, but big. The more consistency of your actions, the quicker it'll come, and the better off you'll be. Period.
Yeah.
And no concept of time.
What's your yeah, no shit. I've been on this stream for how long? Yeah, and I have never quit. So it's
Actually,
only
a myth.
is
It's
it,
a myth of success and goal settings that you have to set a time limit.
yeah, sure I would have loved to be 27 and being fucking as big as Eminem and like what the fuck's that life look like, right? But
Straight up.
you know what? What's it look like at 40? What do you
But it
what
doesn't matter because we're going to look at exactly what we want to be looking at.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, for me, like I said, I love
It's not going to be like them. It's going to be like us.
right.
At the end of the day, I don't know. I think Rob and I had talked about it, whether it's God or the universe is only going to give us what we're ready for. And if mentally you're not ready to receive whatever's coming, you're not going to get it.
So, Berta, what would you say you're like dreaming big, and what is that significance? Like, how does that help, or is Will spot on?
Oh man, I'll come at it from dreaming small. Have done that. It 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 didn't really pull my emotions, man. But the minute that I switched into dreaming bigger and thinking global, thinking and not 5 years from now, but grandkids, future dreams that can affect that far out. That started pulling different emotions, started messing with my insides a little bit more, started motivating me more, started giving me more pull, uh, more focus, more direction, more clarity. My intention was becoming a lot more clear. Uh, there was a shift there, and it took me out of this comfort zone where the smaller my dreams, the less work I had to put in, the less I know I'm going to get there. The bigger the dream is, it's like, fuck, am I going to get there? Yes, I'm going to get there because I'm going to put the work into it. So I have to work harder to get there. I got to put the energy in to get out what I want.
That's funny.
You know what I'm saying?
I not to interject or interrupt you, but I now, just as you said, that have this weird. I always wanted to be a comic book artist.
And you can be, because I've seen you draw.
I know.
Why? Like,
but listen, so that's the problem. It's like you just said, it just sunk in with me. You're like, the fact it was so small, it was like for you, like, I know I'm going to get there. So you don't do the work to try it, right? For my head, that's the same way with comic book art. I was like, I'll do it. Here's my mindset. I'll do it when I'm 50. I'll do it when I'm 50. Fuck it. It's too easy. I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And it was so attainable that I was like, what kind of achievement is that? Duh. I already know. Like what's the point?
Help me achieve my shit then.
Well, in my head, it was like, do I make millions? I would do my own I would absolutely my own comic. Meaning, if you're the person writing it, absolutely. In fact, I have a color artist in Frank Bravo who worked for Savage and Image Comics and would color that motherfucker, no problem. His biggest thing was he always wanted me to write the story, and I was like, fuck no, I'm not writing the story, dude. Come on, you have great ideas. I have great ideas to add, but some other asshole's got to write all the detailed dialogue. Jim Bob's.
Hell yeah.
I'm not.
Hell
That'd be Will.
Yeah.
Well,
I've already started.
I have a whole network of people, but my thing is with comic books, it was so easy for me that I was like, I'm not doing that. Like, it was too attainable. It was just too easy, you know. And so for me, I thought I'll get there when I get there, and music seemed bigger and harder, and I liked that. I seem more like, man, I can imagine myself rapping on a CD. That'd be cool. But man, that seems a little bit more like, can I do that? Like, I'm not sure. Like, let's go for it. You know what I mean? It's like, that's kind of where it was, you know? And I fulfilled that at one point when Will and I were working on the Jack move and all that stuff. I was like making a song every couple of days. I was putting shit out, you know? And then, you know, it's like, okay, I sound cool. I like how I sound. That's cool. And then I just kind of was over it. As weird as that is, I was like, okay, I all I ever wanted to, with music, at first, all I ever wanted to do was hear myself rap over a beat. It makes sense and sound kind of cool. And kind of cool is all I meant. Never was a hit. It was a small dream. And it wasn't until Beats where it became a bigger dream. Like, it became like, I want to fucking do this on a major label and make millions. You know what I mean? The rap part was really like, I wanted to, yeah, sure. I wanted to, like, I'd love to be a big rap star and all that shit. But as years went by, I kind of, like, was over it. But, like, I would, like, kind of scratch that itch with, like, having a few songs that were like, hey, these are tight. Like, okay, I'm dope. That's all I needed to know. And that was it. It kind of ended there, you know?
Yeah, your path looks great. You're gonna be rapping on some Berto hits.
I already have two that I'm
You're gonna draw a little black comic book, and your fucking funnel with all the pumping is gonna be flowing. It's a funnel. You gotta pour that motherfucker, work it, and then that shit, once it starts flowing, it don't stop. It's a funnel. You gotta pump that bitch. Woo! You gotta pour all that that shit. Once it starts flowing, it ain't ever gonna stop. First million's the hardest.
Oh yeah, it's
yeah, that supposedly, I don't know personally yet. First million's supposed to be the hardest.
Right, because you read it in a book.
We're getting there. I concur. I don't know, but I concur.
I agree. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think there's got to be some sort of connection with, like, the bigger, you know, as long as you want to, or not want to, you want it bad enough. I think the bigger the dream, there's got to be some sort of emotional connection, energy that's flowing, man, because it pulls emotions out of you and it makes you think and just draws more out of you. I don't even know how the fuck to explain it, but I've been in all different areas, and the bigger my dreams have gone, it pulls me more. So there's something there. You know, I have no idea what the fuck it is, but I think there's some sort of connection there. and one of the things that I've been thinking as I've been on this week-long trip, we've been doing a lot of ocean tours and whatever, and as the tide moves and the waves are moving, how even a wave is made and the tides are coming in, that's all from outside this world. what the moon is doing, what the sun is doing, what there's so much other shit that's happening around us that's making this happen right here next to me. The ocean's just right there, not even a block away, and everything that's happening right there is being by a different force, a different energy outside of us. That to me has been a trip over the last week of connection of my emotions and of what I'm doing in life, and it's bigger than us, man.
How big shit is.
Big. And the fucking sun that we have, which I don't know how many Earths you can fit in our sun. There's a bigger sun out there that can fit more of those suns in that motherfucking sun. The amount of galaxies. I mean, we're small, man, to what we to compare to what's out here. So the bigger we can think and the bigger we can dream and set things, we just have this connection in there. I don't even know how to say it, but I'm feeling these little fucking goosebumps going right now. It's insane.
The size of your dream and time.
Go big, man. And at the end of the day, we only have one life that we know of. So why not go as big as you fucking can? Why not put the amount of energy into that as everything that you got into it? Was it? Yeah. I'm not gonna be sitting at my deathbed wondering what if I did that or that. When I take my last breath, I know that I did everything that I could do. And I'm ensuring that that's happening as we speak. And that's in all areas of my life.
I'm trying to achieve some shit that I never have to take a last breath. Freeze me.
Yeah.
Freeze me for another however the fuck many years. Wake my ass up. I'm coming out 49. 49 years old. 300 years later. Shit. Motherfuckers living to 800 and shit. I got another shot of life. Yeah.
Shit, so 2 weeks ago, I was reading in the Bible that there was people living up to like 900 years old. How that evolution happened to where we're at now, I have
We're
no
not
idea.
there yet. We're not even there yet. 900 years old. See? We're not there yet. We're not. Shit. Fuck. What can we invent that can be used for that when that time comes? Hey, let's be way early this time. Since we're always like on the cusp or a little late, let's be hella early. You know? Fuck. That's how our kids are rich. We came up with the product 100 years. 100 years before people were living to 800. We come up. That's how we get our kids to eat. Woo!
Oh shit.
But the whole point is dreaming that big. That's what we're trying to get at. Dreaming that big.
Yo.
This is good. This is just every one of these every one of these topics are dope.
Yeah, it's getting a delay in my shit.
Yeah, man. And what?
Right. Right. Me too. I was fuck, I got a delay in my headphones for some reason. Uh I was gonna not drink, and I haven't. I actually did pretty good. Um because every one of these podcasts I've been kind of buzzed by the time we actually get on, and you can see where your face gets all droopy and you're like, I'm looking all beat and shit. I'm like, damn, man, I'm wearing like a tank top. It's all like sagging down. I'm like, man, I look all fucking crazy in all these videos. Haven't even tried to look normal and shit. Like a beach bum or some shit. Oh, fuck. So my thing was not to get too faded, and then get on this thing. Because it's by the time it's 10, I'm like, man. I even was like gonna shave today, but I know we went out to dinner and didn't happen. I was like, for sure I'm gonna take 2 showers today. Second one didn't happen because I thought I was gonna get sweaty from being in the fucking garage listing. But yeah, man, we're destined for something far, far greater than where we're at. And again, we're that like that bamboo tree shit. It's like it's watering that and it's doing it. It's like I said, like putting all my little things in place with the little shit I'm doing now. Like there's a full on foundation of like that same kind of behavior and just stack on stack on stack. Something's going to pop out of it. You know what I mean? Because the difference is you're constantly doing something. It's not like you're just doing a bunch of stuff and then hoping it pops. It's like before you were doing nothing and thinking something was going to pop from nothing. All of a sudden something was going to happen and you didn't actually put anything out. You know? You're muted, Berto. Oh, there you go. So you muted yourself. Okay. She doesn't want to know about the future. Michael J. Fox. So yeah. What were we just saying that? That's good. I want some beers, but I although I did have tacos today. So we're at Del Taco. Oh, you made your own shit. What'd you make? Oh fuck. That is not a taco. Seasoned ground turkey. Like motherfucker ground nothing ain't tacos. It is in bumfuck for sure. Yeah. Hillbilly hell, it's a damn pico de gallo. No, yeah, no, it's funny because we were eating the pico de gallo today, and we're like, man, the shit Elvira made was fucking fire, dude. It had exactly what you would get. Every once in a while, you get it with the cabbage stuff, where they would like chop up the cabbage and put that shit in there. But she showed us how to do it. We're like, it's on and popping now. Vinegar's the key, everyone out there. Sold her out. So, yeah. Hmm. Um, I don't know. My thing was like this. The guy got me on the imposter shit in the dream, and like kind of like that focus, meaning your dream. That's kind of your like North Star, and you keep following it. The next one, hell, we could continue. Like my thing is like I'm going through a lot of like as I'm really grinding for what I'm trying to do right now, and actually implementing a lot of stuff. I'm meeting a bunch of resistance. So I'm trying like I'm almost like liking topics that resonate with what I'm going through at the moment in time, as opposed to trying to speak on something that's not necessarily what I'm going through or what I read about. You know. I don't know. How do you know where you're at? What do you mean? Like, uh, oh no, I'm not there yet. I know. I know. What's funny is like for me, any portion of being there would be cool. Like like some sort of results. Like oh, I got 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and now I'm making $500 a month would be something. You know what I mean? Like it's like there's just like it's not even like to think of millions, and you're not even making $1 at it yet. You're more or less dropping more money than you could possibly imagine in it. That's for me like the thing. And yes, it's only been 2 weeks where it's actually existing to where it could even be available to the public to purchase in the first place. So how can you really gauge that? There's not enough information to really base that off of. But my thing is like in the knowing where you're at piece is like, well, it's like I'm not there yet. I'm not getting it. You know what I mean? I even if I had all of a sudden it's like, oh fuck, dude, I had 30 subscribers in one day. Holy shit. Then you'd start going, okay, I'm starting to fucking feel like there's some traction. It's starting to bite. It's starting to move, you know. But right now with the nothing and there, it's kind of like knowing where I'm at. I'm kind of like, that's not hard to figure out. It's not there yet, you know. That's a little advanced. It's a little advanced, like dumb it down so that the basic person watching doesn't go, "What in the fuck are these space cases talking about?" Like you're talking about knowing where you're at and all this extra shit. It's like a little more advanced. I mean, even I'm going. I'm not sure. My thing is trying to easily resonate with whoever's watching. You know what I mean? Oh, I like it. It's something to work with, but I'm just thinking. Like I think that kind of leads right into what I was talking about, where it's like my thing is any sort of sign that you're getting further with what you're doing. For me, like I don't have any success. I mean, I'm thinking, okay, well, I got a lot of things done successfully. I put it out and finally finished whatever I was doing. But it's like, where's what success to who? But it's not success for me. That doesn't pay my bills, and And my gauge of success is that I could pay my bills with it. I could fucking start making some sort of money. The point of putting that thing in place was to generate income. And for me, monetarily, I think success has a lot to do with that. Like it's like, or you could just say I'm successful because I get to make beats every day and do whatever. If I went back to South Fork and delivered coffee, I made music every day, I'm successful. No, that's not my idea of success. You know what I mean? Any asshole fucking can turn a drum machine on and start making beats for himself in his house. That's not successful. I could draw a picture on a piece of fucking paper. That doesn't make me successful as an artist. Now, if you feel like that you're successful, you got one low ass fucking bar, you need to step right over that bitch and go back to sleep. The thing is, I successfully finished my goal for the day. That isn't success. You know what I mean? Sure. So we could simply sum it up as success is whatever you feel like is enough. I made a pizza today. Success. I ate. I put some pizza pepperoni on it and some cheese this time. Last time it didn't have cheese. Right. That's one way to think about it. All right, it sounds like a debate already, so I think that'll be good. I'm already ready to be like, fuck that. Like it's like realistically, like I think that's good. I mean, identifying what you're trying to do, like, is success to you just making songs every day and being able to have that time to do that, or success monetizing your music, or is it monetizing your comic books, or is it monetizing your whatever? It might be as simple as, is it monetizing, say you start a landscape business and you just do it for your cousins and friends and make bonsai trees and shit, but you make no money at it, but you're just so happy to be able to have that time to fucking make a bonsai tree. Maybe that's your success, but I don't think that's going to resonate with every fucking person watching this. I think it's massive success. It's doing something major, something that makes you feel accomplished in your life. What the fuck are you doing? I want to do something massive. I want to do something where people go, man, this person is doing it. Holy shit. By actually having some form of, I think the easiest way to identify success is monetary. You know what I mean? Because how successful are you if you're just fucking, doing it and not making money at it? It's not success to me. It will be a good one. What do you think, Will? All right. So, all right, guys, we're going to wrap it up. I appreciate it for anybody who sticks it out through this whole hour and 45 minutes worth of information. Roberto appreciates you as he's on vacation. So if there's anybody out there watching, yeah, it's very simple. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you want to get it notified on others. We switched the day. It is Thursday at 10 p.m. now. A little bit more doable for everybody else instead of starting their work week, with no sleep. Because right now it'd be 12 o'clock and be going to bed. What's that? I've never seen him wake up at that time, but that's what time he says he gets up. This fool sleeps all the time. In the studio, he's like swiping right and passing out. Hey, Berto, what do you think about this song? He's like, what? What'd you say? That's all right. I was knee deep in some Instagram. So,